parts. I thought I'd say a few things. You know, I know how divided this country is and everything, and the people in it. It comes down to right and wrong, justice. Everybody knows there's something wrong. Everybody has known their whole life, if you're my age or older. There's something wrong. You can't work every day when you're trying to get started and have to pay 90% of everything you make to pay the fucking bills. Even when you're a kid just starting out, you know. That's not freedom. That's just not freedom. You can't just, it just don't work that way. How you can feel free, I don't know. It causes that chaos and turmoil within yourself because you think you're doing a good job. You know you're working hard, but you're not, you know, you're just not getting it. I don't think we're supposed to work all our lives, 40, 50 years, 30, 20. Some people say they only work 20 years and then they have a happy life after that. I don't see that. I've never seen it in my life. And if that's the majority, well, then something's wrong. But I think in this country we're in, for anybody that's not questioning it at this point, I don't know what the fuck's wrong with you. If there's something fucking wrong with you. Are you that Forrest Gump that you can't take it? That you cannot see anything? You just kind of just wandering through. Oh yeah, you might have your fun things you do or whatever you think is great, but all in all, you're just part of the program. Or, you know, the movie Forrest Gump was a metaphor for your average American that makes it or thinks they've made it in America and they're free. They go through this whole goddamn thing the whole time, couple ups and downs, and at the end they're sitting there looking at a feather still, wondering what their destiny is, mama. What's my destiny, mama? You're gonna have to find that out for yourself, Forrest. I don't know why, but for some reason I watched that movie a million times. Never got old till it got old. There's so many things in the movies that you look back on what's going on right now. We're seeing some of that. You know, where do you think they come up with their ideas for the movies? There's a lot of information coming out. It's up to us to fucking look into it and think about it if we want to be free. And maybe I don't understand true freedom as much as I think I do. But freedom is being allowed to at least think of it. Because it's funny when you start bringing up some of this stuff, people just act like it's just not how it works. Well, that's just because you're programmed to believe that that's not how it works because some expert or teacher told you that. Don't question the narrative. Just be part of the narrative. It's like all these. I got a buddy that just thinks the chemtrail thing is just a bunch of shit because he was in the Navy and they programmed him to believe that that shit couldn't happen. Well, I'm looking at it. There's more of them in the sky today than I've seen forever. And he's at the shop, and I take him out and point at him, and he goes, "Yeah, that's just vapor." Well, vapor dissipates, dipshit. That is not vapor, and if you just watch it, you'll notice, but you don't ever look up. All you do is look up, and there's a lot of amazing things in the day sky and the night sky. Just look up. You know, and there's so much going on below our feet we don't even know about. What the fuck is this place? I think we might have the freedom, might be coming up on the freedom to fucking think about it, see it. I mean, to be honest with you, that freedom to think about it, there's a lot to that. Because that's just somebody's imagination. That's cool. After they started all the show car stuff and the trailer queens and shit like that, if you don't drive it anywhere now, it's just amazing to me what people's, because I'm sure if I did ever build a show car and won any awards or anything like that, it'd be like, oh, did that, now what? Do I need to top myself? Why? I did good. I don't need to top nobody else. I didn't build it for them. I don't give a shit about awards and shit like that anyway. I really don't. It's all bullshit. Hollywood ought to prove that. Look at them pedophile motherfuckers peddling their bullshit. Look at me, look at me, look at me. It's nuts. It's just crazy. It's a true definition of insanity. That's America. Look at me, look at me, look at me. They got it better than I do. No, you bullshit. You get it the way you work for it. Don't get me wrong, I've had a couple times in my life that things went sideways and it wasn't my fault, but without that I wouldn't be able to think about things. If you hadn't had to deal with turmoil and chaos a little bit, you'll never understand turmoil and chaos when it does come around. That's why I've got a small circle of friends. We just kind of are who we are, and we're not trying to make ourselves out to be anything more or less. We're just living. That's all you need to do here. I'm not here to prove anything. I'm here to learn something. Keep your eyes peeled. This whole thing that's going on right now in this world is going to wake a lot of people up. I'd love to get on a couple of different, I don't know if you call them podcasts or anything, but I do know some people I follow some people that put some pretty good stuff out about this whole battle and war we've been in. It's pretty interesting. You don't know what's going on until you're willing to look at the information, and then after you look at the information, you got to be willing to change your mind due to new information. Some people can't do that. I mean, religions and cults will get you tied up to believe in shit from the time you're a child. And so when you grow up, that's just the way that's it. There's nothing else. You can't change mind. It's easier to fool a man from childhood and keep him fooled than it is to convince him that he's been fooled. Now think, religion. The fuck are the school systems? They Pavlovian dogged our ass. Don't believe so? If you don't know what Pavlov's dog experiment was, I'll make it short and sweet. Ring the bell, the dog has a behavior. You want the dog to you ring the bell. You want the dog to do this, you ring the bell. You want the dog to do this, you ring the bell. It's different times of the day. You ring the bell and the dog knows you've got to go do this now. Ring the bell, you've got to go do that now. I call that the American school system. Guess who Pavlov's dog was? All of us. It's an experiment. It's an evil experiment to keep us from knowing who we are. And no, your teacher wasn't involved. They were just as victimized as we were, because they were just taken to other schools to teach the bullshit. Psychiatry, ain't that a bitch? Here, let's give you some pills because you have a chemical imbalance. So we're going to put some chemicals in you because you have a chemical imbalance. Well, wouldn't that be more of a chemical imbalance? I mean, just logic. Maybe we should find out what the chemical imbalance would be. Maybe it's petroleum products in your food. Maybe it's the shit that you eat from the store. Maybe it's the fluoride in your water that calcifies your pineal gland and fluoride is a byproduct of making aluminum, the aluminum making process. so much, and I've been looking since I remember when George Bush Sr. said the New World Order the first time, because at that time I was thinking, I got 2 little kids, maybe I should start paying attention to the world a little bit, just so, something fucking crazy's coming, I maybe can know how to combat it, or, keep them safe. That's kind of that instinct thing. And just over the years, different things have popped into it. Well, over the years, I followed some politics, and I did some stuff, and I was like, the guy I was following went completely against what the American people voted for, and I would say that would be George Bush Jr., baby Bush, and we had him trying to pull the amnesty thing back in the day, and the American people voted it down. Boom, he comes on the news and says, we will make this happen. I'm like, well, you motherfucker. The American people said no. Well, the only reason I was a Republican is that's what I was told I was. Guess I'm not a Republican anymore. And the Democrats are just dipshits no matter how you look at it, so I'm not one of them either, so I don't know what I am. And I didn't vote for most of my life because, I don't know, somebody said, lesser of 2 evils, and I'm like, well, that's still fucking evil. And I've had people argue with me about, well, you can't bitch because you didn't vote. I said, no, I wasn't dumb enough to vote for evil. Wake up. I didn't have any answers back then. Don't know that I do now. But I've studied it a lot more. Because, somewhere in the line, you got to at least be able to talk to somebody and make it logical. And that's very difficult in this day because nobody lets you finish a fucking sentence because they already want to fucking argue and debate, which is, no, you gotta, my stepdad once told me, if you're running your goddamn mouth, you can't hear a fucking thing. Son of a bitch if he wasn't right. Because I may be running my mouth now, but nobody else is trying to talk. And if you are, I might love to have a talk with you sometime. If we can have a conversation. Not a debate. I'm not going to argue points. We're just going to put our stuff out there, both sides. Wade in the pool of shit. Pick out the good turds, I guess. I don't know. But, we got accused of throwing a lot of shit at the wall back in probably about 7 years ago, 8 years ago. Just throwing shit at the wall to see what'll stick. Guess what? It's all stuck. What does that mean? Does somebody have enough logic, common sense to go, holy fuck, I don't want no credit? Because there's way smarter people that I had to follow to learn this stuff. I don't consider myself very smart, but I do understand how you retard and advanced timing on a car, and I might be at the 0 mark. I may not be advanced, but I'm sure as fuck not retarded like most Americans. Don't have a goddamn clue what's going on. Kool-Aid drooling fucking idiots. When it comes to this stuff, they're probably good at what they do, and they don't know why they do it. But that's just the world. Mostly Americans that think they're free. They don't even think for themselves. Look at what's going on right now. We've been telling people about this bullshit about these fuckers. I have been telling these people forever that all this money comes right back to them fucking politicians. You know what happens? You get the goddamn fluoride stare. Or a good old, nuh-uh, it ain't either. Okay, well tell me why. It's just not. God damn, what's this cult you're in? How do they get you to act that way? Bring me some proof. Show me something. Because everything I'm saying is the reason this country's broke. And it makes perfect sense if you're capable of thinking about it. But hurt somebody's feelings. Fuck them and their feelings. They need to grow the fuck up. Somebody should have done that when they were younger. This is just the world. It doesn't have to be harsh, but it's got to be real. Tell the fucking truth. Tell the truth like you're a goddamn child trying to learn something. Tell the truth like you're goddamn old and senile and don't give a fuck. I'm getting there. It's about where I'm at. I just don't care. If your feelings get hurt over something I said, that's your fucking problem. It's just the way it is. I mean, I've had my feelings hurt, and it was my fucking problem. And it'll probably happen again. But, you know, treat this shit like an adult, you'll be alright. You want to treat it like a kid, you can shit your pants and cry in the corner. I'm going to point and laugh. It's just goddamn ridiculous the way... For God's sakes, you know, people live their life like they're in middle school still. I mean, temper tantrums, stupid fits and shit. And you got the fucking adolescents that think you can be a boy can be a girl and a girl can be a boy, and it's okay that parents mutilate their children. But by God, when they were saying that shit was going on over in Saudi Arabia and shit like that, them same people had a goddamn fit. Make it make sense. It don't. If it don't make sense, it's because somebody's lying to create chaos. The news media and all that bullshit, it's just programming. For God's sakes, they call it programming. Wake up. Now you're scheduled for your regular, and back to your regular scheduled programming. I fucking told you. And you can switch to a different channel, because we'll just channel it into your fucking brain from another place. This shit's not hard as long as you sit back and think about it like it's put out there. But we've been programmed to look past all the little quirks and all the little shit we'd call, well, it's just a little coincidence. I'm sorry, the days of the coincidence theorists is over. And there never were conspiracy theorists. There were people pointing shit out. That's all that was. We people pointing shit out. Got labels and stupid shit. It's awesome. I look back on it now and it's like, you know, sometimes that hurt my feelings. And you know what? Nobody gave a fuck. It's just the way it is. So, it's just time to wake the fuck up. Pull your head out of your ass, America. Do it now so you can actually see what's going on, because you're missing it. You're missing the greatest show ever fucking on earth. Ever out there. The greatest show fucking ever. It's going on right out in front of you. We're going to take the bad guys are getting taken down. And you know what? If Trump's a bad guy, guess what? He takes all this other shit to task, and he's left alone with we the people, and we find out our job's a lot fucking easier. So, let's see what happens.